The amount that that is exempt from the estate tax was raised from $1 million to $5 million. That seems to be a big headline from the tax extension. Anything else that really is significant out of this?
Absolutely. Besides the $5 million that we now have for single individuals, there's $10 million for married couples, and there's a new term, portability, so that if your spouse passes away and they don't use up their $5 million exemption, the remaining amount you can pass on. So the $10 million for married couples is not a given. You actually have to file an estate tax return in order to get that full $10 million exemption.
Do you still receive a step-up in basis for your estate when you pass it to your heirs?
Absolutely. A big difference between 2010 and 2011. In 2010, we didn't have the step-up in basis with the exception of $4.3 million for married couples, and now we do.
What about money that you can give away that's not counted towards that lifetime giving exemption? Is there the amount that you can give for example, education or health care?
Great question. Medical care as well as tuition, if you pay it directly to the institution, it's exempt, as well as a $13,000 annual exclusion each year.
But everything else that you give away, you have to tabulate up, and it counts against your $5 million exemption, which is a combined, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Some wrinkles in the new law could definitely come up. We were talking earlier about if you died in 2010, you could actually, for the purposes of the law, be dead in 2011. Big implications there?
Absolutely. It's an interesting question because we've had a couple billionaires pass away in 2010, like Roger Millikan and George Steinbrenner, and their families will have an opportunity to decide if they want to file under the 2010 or 2011 laws. So even though in 2010 we didn't have estate taxes, because we don't have a full step up in basis, it may affect if they go with 2010 to 2011.
Okay. Anything that people should be doing differently this year? Are there some strategies to reduce your taxable estate that became less attractive or more attractive? Or I guess overall the incentive to reduce your estate isn't as pressing as it was.
Correct. Now we have $5 million we can give away without any generation skipping tax, which is great for the very wealthy. And it's really an important time of year to go and talk with your financial advisor and your attorney and CPA. Make sure to get everything checked out with your estate planning as well as your financial affairs to really take advantage of these laws, because the key is we might not have these in 2013. We only know that in 2011 and 2012 we're going to have these estate tax laws, but supposedly in 2013 we go back down to $1 million. So take advantage of it while you can.
Right. So if you do go ahead and give away that $5 million and then the exemption goes back down to $1 million, which it maybe won't, but if it does, do you see a possibility those people could be negatively impacted because they gave more than they're allowed to give in the year they die?
I think it's pretty unlikely since we're following the laws today. I think people have the right to take advantage of it, but once again with the government, you never know. Sometimes the government give it and then the government take it away, and we'll see what happens.
And with a spouse too, this it makes it easier to get the spousal exemption?
Exactly. We don't necessarily have to use a credit shelter trust that we used to, although for a lot of individuals you're still smart to use those trusts, and there's a variety of reasons. But with the portability, the key is filing that estate tax return to make sure that you have that full $10 million or any unused amount for married couples.